Whoa. This is... Could it be? Have I finally made it to the Hill of Universal Order? What? It's a sheer cliff! Whoa. It's so dark down there that I can't see a thing. Doesn't look like I'm gonna get anywhere that way. Whoa. Amazing! This is... There are hundreds of little lights sparkling on the cave ceiling. Beautiful. They're just like stars. Who would believe there's a place like this so deep underground? It shares a mysterious feeling. It really is a beautiful place, isn't it? I was surprised too. Hi, Dragon. You wonder at first why anyone would call an underground place a hill, don't you? Then you stand on the edge of that cliff, and when you look up, it's just as if you're standing atop a hill somewhere, looking up at the stars that fill the clear night sky. They say that's the reason why it's called the Hill of Universal Order. So then, this really is. It is. You are standing, without a doubt, on the Hill of Universal Order. So, Klexus, it is time for your wish. No, I said goodbye, but the truth is, when all's said and done, I really want to see Harmonia. I know I'm not the only one. We all feel the same. The simple fact is this. We need Harmonia here with us. None of us can forget Harmonia. If this world could just allow Harmonia to be part of it, if Harmonia could somehow travel freely between this world and the human world, then that's all I'd ever ask for. So, please, please, hear my wish. Whoa. Can't wait for all the twinkles to sparkle in a specific way like the title of Mario Galaxy and spell out "You are Mr. Gay." Hi, Dragon. What's happening? This train is too much. Space is being distorted. Oh, Palkia got really pissed off about that in Explorers. I'm afraid that the balance of the universe is beginning to falter. Oh no, the balance! As I suspected, it looks as though Harmonia can't be in this world without upsetting the laws of nature. This distortion shouldn't be big enough to affect the whole Pokemon world, but it will swallow up the Hill of Universal Order. Although, in the distant future, it seems that it will shape itself anew. To be quite specific, this whole cave is about to collapse. What? That means my wish, the wish of the enharmonic, it wasn't enough to overcome the laws of nature? I'm so sorry. It appears that way. We failed, and there's a strong possibility that we ourselves will be swallowed up by this distortion. But if we stop now, if we give up and run, we might still be able to escape it. There might be enough time if we go now. We have to run for it, Klexos. But if this place disappears, it won't appear again for years and years, right? Won't be able to come back here and try again until that happens, right? No, I won't give up wishing, not even if I disappear too. I still can't forget Harmonia. I still want us to be together. That's very good to hear, Klexos. Your determination is exactly what is needed. What? Now there's just one more thing. Another theory I've been holding on to. If my hunch is correct, then the truth, Klexos, is that I felt Harmonia's presence a few days ago. What? It just may be, somewhere in the human world, Harmonia might be watching us right now. Harmonia's watching us right now? Yes. Harmonia, you can hear me, can't you? We must know your feelings about all this, Harmonia. You've been watching us all this time, haven't you? been able to observe everyone in Post Town and Paradise, and you've seen just how much they care about you. Haven't you, Harmonia? How did that make you feel? What do you want to do about it? Because if your wish is strong enough, I'm sure that I want... Do you want to return to the Pokemon world? This is an emulator, so I can save state. So I'm just gonna save state right there. Nah. Like... Is this the right decision? If I let this chance go now, I don't think I'll ever be able to return to their world again. I would never see them again. Wouldn't I regret that decision? You have no regrets. You will not return. Is that truly how you feel? Sure, let's see what happens. You're certain? Yeah. Like, actually, what happens? So the decision was made. And Harmonia made no attempt to go back to the Pokemon world. No regrets. That is how Harmonia left the Pokemon world. Never to return. What? Hold on. Eventually saved, you'll be returned to the main menu. What? It doesn't even give you a choice there. Had a great adventure today. You should rest before you play more. Wait. Wait, actually? Hold on, what happens if I click continue? Story so far, a wish could bring Harmonia back. Everyone is surprised by Hydreigon's words. He said that if I make a wish on the Hill of Universal Order, that wish can become real without disturbing the balance of the universe. Oh, so it brings you back to here. It's not going very well. Let's try it again. But I thought the place, like, disintegrated. Wait, what? Hold on. Alright, this time for sure. This time I'm gonna make it. I'll make it through the World Core and find that Hill of Universal Order. So that's like the non-canon ending, and the thing that canonically happened that brought us here was that Klexus just failed in going through the dungeon. Is that what you're telling me happened here? Like, did it count as a failed expedition? I still have, like... Hold on. Sort? It still has, like, my items used up. It still has 2 of my 3 Reviver Seeds used up. Okay. And then you could just, like, go attempt it again, and the World Core is still there. But I guess canonically, story-wise, you just, like, fail to make it to the end? Or something like that? Okay. Well, now we know what happens if I say no. Alright, well, I mean... Yes. Of course. I want to not get a game over. I mean, I want to go back. I want to go back to the Pokemon world. Where everyone is waiting for me. Where Klexos is waiting for me. I want to go back to that world. Welcome home, Harmonia. I'm back. I'm home, Klexos. Thank you. Yeah, so now I guess I say my adventure. Okay, well... Yeah, interesting game over that I didn't know was a thing that you could do in this game, but hey, I mean, now we know. You've had a great adventure today. You should rest before you play more. The next morning. Morning, Harmonia. Let's give it our all again today. Okay, do the other party members not really have any dialogue here? That's it, that's the whole epilogue. Is there no other characters, like, welcoming you back or anything? I guess you can chat here and stuff. Well, I sure hope Harmonia can freely travel, or else his loved ones aren't seeing him ever again. Yep, guess so. Welcome home, Harmonia. I'm really glad we got to meet again, you know? I'm looking forward to even more adventures together from now on. Morning, Harmonia. I joined the Enharmonic while you were away. Did you know that? Well, I'm booting you out. I'm resuming a role of leadership. Hope you don't mind. I sure do. Hi. You really are. Harmonia, Ha! I never thought we'd meet again. But I can't just keep crying all day. I'd better put a smile on my face. Harmonia, welcome home. Welcome to Quagsire Assembly. I can help you change your party here, and I sell items. But yeah, they act like it's just another day, pretty much. You loser! You came back! Whatever. I was so happy that you were gone, you know. I was finally rid of you. Now, you're back. Such a loser. You really are, you know. Well, if you're gonna bother coming back, stick around forever this time. This is quite used to having moves, yo. You're in the right place if you wanted to get your moves on, so hurry it up. Yeah, whatever. Come back if you're gonna give me some business. Yeah, so, Quagsire's crying that his plot failed. Yes. There won't be any dialogue here, would there? Oh, there is. What? But aren't you Harmonia? You are, aren't you? You really are Harmonia. Welcome back, Harmonia. Thank goodness. Please continue to do your best on your request and on creating paradise. Welcome to the request counter. Hand a note. A threatening note is what we should hand there. Harmonia? Is that really you, Harmonia? So you can come back to our world now. Wow, it's great. That's really great, you know. Sorry. Give me a minute here to cry. And then, yeah, it's just regular dialogue from there. But yeah, we need to play V-Wheeeeel one last time. Huh? Harmonia? Long time no see! Made it back, huh? Welcome to my V-Wheeeeel! It spins around and around and around. Fine. Woohoo! Let's spin the V-Wheeeeel. Today's V-Wave type is flying. V-Wheeeeel! Oh my god! Let's spin the V-Wheeeel! Holy shit! Get my smiley face in the V-shaped area and you win. You can add up to more of my face all over the wheel. Press a Poké, of course. And press start to spin the V-Wheeeel. Here, yeah, it's just, okay, I'm gonna spin the V-Wheeeel. You ready? Focus. Now press A to stop the V-Wheeeel! Ah! A lot of my smiley face and you win. The only one who knows is me. The thrills never stop with my V-Wheeeel! Oh my god! The final V-Wheeeel spin of the playthrough. You won! Astounding! Amazing! Then I guess I'll change the type. Here! I'll even put my marks on the best types. Best for you. Yep, they sure are. Alright, well, what V-Wheeeeel type are we feeling here? Well, Steel gets a page all to its own. Amazing. We could just go Grass for the typing that I am here. Do we have any particular votes for what type we should have? Anyone have a case for what sort of V-Wheeeeel type we should never actually use? Because I probably am not going to be doing another dungeon from here. But, you know, imagine. So what V-Wheeeeel type is it going to be set to for potentially infinity? Normal? Just make it normal here. That's what we should do. Gotta vote my goated type dragon. We gotta vote for normal. We gotta vote for dragon. Fire for Victini. Okay, we've got votes for 3 different options there. If it's just gonna be those 3 and no additional votes one way or another, then I can manage a poll here. Psychic for Victini. These are 4 different things. Let's see here, a new poll. What should the V-Wheeeeel V-Wave type be? What have we got here? Let's say normal, dragon, fire. Saying normal for Victini there, or psychic. Let's see here. Allow additional votes. I'm gonna, this way I can ensure that there's not gonna be a tie, most likely. I'm just gonna set it to 1 Pokeball per vote. 1 singular channel point. So that's super cheap there. This poll is gonna last for 1 minute, and people can do additional votes with a whole 1 channel point. Let's see what V-Wheeeeel type is gonna be locked in forever here. Dragon for Victini. You have the options of normal, dragon, fire, or psychic. Which is it gonna be? We'll find out in like 40 seconds here. Who's gonna donate a whole bunch of points and dominate it? Who's gonna gamble the most here? And who's gonna have their points be completely wasted and down the drain? I mean, even the winner one could argue that it is kind of a waste of channel points, but that's all up to interpretation. I mean, it's really not a waste when we're considering it's the V-Wheeeeel, right? I mean, we gotta be realistic here and all that. 1 minute was just like the shortest time that I could set it to. It looked like there's about another quarter of the time left. So just big chilling out here. I wonder how you do, like, the additional votes. Do you just, like, click the button for an additional vote? Is this gonna be a mashing competition in that case? If that's how this works? I do wonder. Alright, let's see here. A poll's about to run out. And the winner is Dragon with 49% of the vote. Dragovian Lancer contributed 170 channel points. Let's see here. Let's view the results of the poll. There's a lot of votes here. I'm goated. Let's see here. So was it just like a mashing thing then? So we got 187 votes for Dragon, 133 votes for Normal, 44 votes for Fire, and only 20 votes for Psychic. Vote breakdown. Channel points contributors, Azzy with 93, John Wildcat with 39, and Lancer with the 186 here. I gotcha. Oh, so you get to see, like, Lancer was the only one that voted for Dragon and took it by far. Azzy and Wildcat were both trying to vote on this one a decent bit and contributed there. And the Wildcat contributing mostly to the Fire here. Oh, I'm sorry, Lapis. I'm sorry it had to be this way. Well, I pivoted to Normal to vote against Dragon. So that's how it went there. Well, it looks like we're going Dragon for Victini. Dragon it is. I'll change the type to Dragon, right, boss? Yep. Go ahead and do that. That's it. That's the V-Wheeeeel for today is now Dragon type. V-Wheeeeel! Well, come on, it's been the V-Wheeeeel. Alright, well. Forgot to disable the confirmation window until it was too late. Sucks to suck. Serious skill issue right there. Let's see here. I'll see the last little bits of unique dialogue here, I guess. Harmonia! What a shock! What is it? Well, you're back! You're back! No way, what a happy day! I get to take your Poke again, Harmonia! Nothing could make me happier. Yeah, there's just no mention of if you can go back to the human world here. Can't do my auto-click as it relied on a Windows bug. Oh. Oops, Harmonia. Let's give it our all from now on. Harmonia's right here, beside me again. Now it really is paradise again. Welcome home, Harmonia. Being able to see your smiling face again makes me so glad. Okay, Harmonia's back! Welcome back, Harmonia. This entire time I've been trying to talk to you. Jeepers! You really are Harmonia, aren't you? Welcome back, Harmonia. Hi. Where are you from, stranger? I feel like I've seen your face before. What? That ain't Harmonia! How could I have forgotten you? Silly oaf that I am. Oh, this is dangerous. My head was so full of her that I nearly forgot all about Harmonia. That was a close one. Imagine the plot is like, everyone's gonna forget you, but then it's a plot twist that everyone remembers you, except for Rampardos specifically. Rampardos forgot you. He didn't like you that much. I considered stopping while I was ahead to save channel points because I want to save my points to name weapons when we get to Revelations. Fair enough there. Welcome. It's been quite a while, Harmonia. So you've come back to us, have you? I'm also very happy to have you back. Fun to give and fun to receive. Everyone loves the gift shop. Well, nope. No thank you. I got 68 points to dump, 68k points to dump, so. I have Revelations because you can name weapons there that are kept permanently throughout the playthrough, considering they're indestructible. Harmonia? Harmonia, you... And Fates is probably one of Lancer's favorite playthroughs around here with all the craziness that ends up coming up during those playthroughs. Like, it is always the most unhinged things that happen during the Fire Emblem Fates playthroughs for whatever reason. Oh, so you really were able to come back to our world. When I look back, I realized that my attitude towards you was always pretty bad. Well, it's been bugging me anyway. So I figured I should apologize. But when I wanted to apologize, you were already gone, so just let me apologize now for everything. I'm glad I finally got to say it. I totally mean it. Welcome, I'm the DLC guide. Oh, the DLC guide doesn't have anything extra to say. Well, I won't say that it's completely out of the question that I'd showcase the DLC one day just out of curiosity. But in terms of the stuff that I'm for sure doing as part of the Gate series, this is the end of that. Yes, you there. You are my customer. Yes, indeed, Harmonia. So you've come back at last. Did you happen to bring me any glorious gold bars from your little human world? I would pay a glorious amount for that. Welcome to Glorious Gold. Also, I believe that Fates has a Hawk Spirit Scroll, so I want to get a Hawk Spirit Scroll and name it a Hawk Tua. Well, I've now decided we're never playing Revelations because of that. It was all a prank. Only Birthright and Conquest. Hello, this is a space for a traveling salesman. Yeah. Doesn't exist in Paradise yet. Yeah, so there wouldn't be any dialogue here or anything. Welcome to the Fighting Dojo. Alright, well, come back soon for more training. Let's see here. Hi. Dang it, it's so hard here. Fair, Revelation has some bullshit in it. I want to name a Lance Skibbity Riz. I wonder if, can you name weapons in Path of Radiance? I was thinking that might potentially be the next Fire Emblem playthrough around here. Welcome back, Harmonia. So what do you think of our world now that you've been away a while? Do your best to help Paradise grow. Welcome back, Harmonia. Glad to be working together again. I guess that'll be my final line of the character that I was voicing in a Fandom project that'll probably never come out. But yeah, you can for sure. Okay. It's just that weapons would break in that, I'm fairly certain, right? Instead of being, like, permanent things. Oh, welcome back, Harmonia. I'm so happy. Dude, like, whoa. Fun fact, there's a racing horse called Skibbity Riz recently won a race in first. What? I saw a playthrough of Path of Radiance that had a lance-named penis. Great. There's also a horse called Fortnite Dance. Who's naming these horses? What? Harmonia? How? Why? Have you been able to return to our world? This is astounding. Absolutely wonderful. I was beginning to fear that you might not come back. What? You don't know why I would think something like that? Well, that's... I'm afraid that I thought you might not... Well, you might not care what happens to our world any longer. I'm sorry. Well, who are these guys? Would they know me at all? What a happy day. I finally got to see you again, Harmonia. I don't know who you are. Horse names are wild. I'm so glad Harmonia's been doing well. I didn't realize people named their horses like my weapons and Pokemon are named in my playthroughs by the consensus of a completely unhinged chat. It's wonderful to see you again. There's also a horse that was only named Vodka. If you could name weapons in Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes and I ever did do another playthrough of that game and use Manuela, that's a weapon that you would have to name for her. Harmonia, so you made it back, huh? Thank goodness. I'll be glad to see you around. This is amazing, is it not? The folk who spend so much time together. Such a naturally drawn back together. I'll to meet again. Looking at the pair of you. I can't help thinking that way. Bless you. 'Twas mighty bra you to come back. 'Twas mighty bra you to come back. Welcome back, Harmonia. It's been so long. How nostalgic is this? Please sit down and relax. Well, there's a great video by HiveMind that is a guess if the name is a band or a horse guessing game, and it's hilarious. Oh god. I've been playing the new horse game gacha on Steam and I've gotten way too deep in the rabbit hole. That's what Mortis said to me recently as well. And, like, sometimes I browse around Twitter for, like, memes for my going live notification stuff. I've been seeing a whole bunch of horse gacha stuff recently. It's like, what the heck is this game here? Bunch of horse girl gacha. Harmonia, who treat me just like anyone else, even though I'm sort of filthy. Yeah, go take a shower, dude. That made me so happy. Trub. I don't even know who you are. What do you mean I treated you better? I didn't recognize that happiness for what it was worth until you were gone, Harmonia. Trub. When you were gone. Oh, that made me so sad. Trub. I'm so glad you're back. Well, dang it, I did it again. I was sad when you went away. So glad that you're back, Trub. Oh, wow. Don't tell me. You took the run out back to our world, you lug. So, you can waltz back and forth between your world and this one, huh? Oh, I guess that's the confirmation that yes, I can. I guess I silently said it to him, and because it's one of those moments where, like, you presumably speak, but are silent as the protagonist here, and then the character responds to in a way that also tells you what you just said. So I guess that does confirm that we could freely go back and forth. Sounds pretty sweet. I ain't jealous or nothing. I sure ain't jealous. But it's good news, kid. Sure is, and I ain't lying. But yeah. I feel like I'm the only person who doesn't give a fuck about the Funny Horse Gacha. I know some other people that don't either. Some other people. Just saying, most people that you know do care about it. Personally, I find it fun and all, but I do ignore the whole PvP and be the best and just play it for fun, so... I feel like having that confirmed by a random NPC that's easily missable is questionable. Yeah, honestly. Welcome to the storytelling of Gates, I guess. Whoa, Harmonia. You gotta knock me over with a feather. You're back. That's great. Glad to see you again, Harmonia. This is the best. Seriously. Ah, Harmonia. So you've come back at last. I'm so glad. You are all right. It is a joy seeing you again like this. How amazing would it be if you came back as a human? Except because it's like a Nintendo console, you just come back as like a Mii character. And you play as that, it would look so cursed. Just imagine for a hot second. Hey, Harmonia, you're back. Man, it feels like it's been so long. But you know, now that you're back, you're gonna have to work really hard. I'm expecting you to make up for your cushy vacation in the human world, got it? You better be ready. Cushy vacation, huh? Welcome home, Harmonia. Hope you'll help us with our requests again. Weren't you just manning the traveling shop there? So you've made it back from the beyond. Thank goodness. The beyond? It's just another world, no big deal, Harmonia. You're still a hero to all who live here, after all. Everyone is indeed thrilled by the news. As am I, of course. What? You mean you didn't hear about it from Klexos? But I'm a full-fledged member of the Enharmonic now. You aren't going to say that I can't join or anything, are you? It's so comfortable here, and the food is so good. I plan to stick around for quite a while, you know. No matter what, you know. Well, there's no way you're going to say that I can't join or anything, right? Right? Well, I guess that's it there. What's worse, having lore confirmations in an art book or having lore confirmations by an easily missable NPC? Second one? What if you have both in your game, though? Where it's like you can have it confirmed either by the art book or an easily missable NPC. But that is kind of silly that how you get that part of the plot confirmed to you is by specifically talking to Sandile on the day after you come back. And I assume that if you go do dungeons and then, like, if you go progress it to the next day, there won't be this welcome back dialogue anymore and that'll just be gone forever, probably. I think that's just Xenoblade 3. What, having all the lore confirmations just be in the art book rather than, or both, like, easily missable NPCs and art book there? I mean, that is kind of the way that it goes with that there. Another game that would fit that bill is kind of Bravely Default 2. It's probably another good example of that. I don't know what's in the art book of Bravely Default 2, but I know that, like, the main overarching story lore stuff is very easily missable there. Look at that. We're ending off with a whole bunch of monies, a whole bunch of gold bars, V-Wave of Dragons since we successfully gambled. Paradise rank Platinum. 550 to next rank. Well, that's it for the Gates playthrough. Unless I really feel spicy one day and really want to showcase the DLC for some reason. What even was the DLC for this again? Wasn't it just like some specific dungeons? Hold on. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Gates to Infinity. DLC. What even was it again? Downloadable content. Cerebi. Like, what the heck was this? Let's hear. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity being the first 3-disc Pokemon game since the introduction of DLC to the format introduces DLC to Pokemon. Since the introduction of DLC to the what does this sentence mean? Being the first 3DS Pokemon game since the introduction of DLC to the format. I don't know what this sentence means. This page will list all forms of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DLC and what needs to be done for it. Pokeforest. Okay, so they released a whole bunch of... Oh my god, they released a lot of dungeons here. So it's all just dungeons to go to, I guess. Pokeforest. This first download gives you access to the special Pokeforest dungeon. This mission has you go through the dungeon collecting as much money as you can while not waking the sleeping Pokemon. It can be completed at any point throughout the game, but will be trickier at lower levels if you end up waking the sleeping Pokemon. Okay, so they're like special challenge mappy kind of things that also give you like things like monies, so that'll be like the best grinding maps in the game, I presume here, because you shelled out real world money for them. I guess it just means that's the first PMD on the 3DS game to have DLC. I guess so. But it also says it introduces DLC to Pokemon, so you'd think that that would kind of come with the territory of that. BlazBlue had it the worst, where extremely important lore is hidden behind 2 mangas and a light novel, none of which are available in English. Semi reminds me of the Assassin's Creed storyline, where they had like, what, 11, 12 years of storytelling with the modern day plotline, and then they just never even resolved it in the games. They instead resolved it in like a series of, was it light novels or graphic novels? I think it was graphic novels. It might have been light novels. I don't remember. I think it was graphic novels. They made like this series of comic-like thingamabobs, and that was what resolved their final modern-day story there. Yeah. So, yeah. It means the first Pokemon game with DLC. It is weird. Sarah B describes things weirdly sometimes, honestly. Ivy Park. The second download gives you the dungeon of Ivy Park. The dungeon is filled with grass-type Pokemon, gives you access to the Pokemon Snivy. It's a 15-floor dungeon, also comes with 2 pieces of background music. What would the music be for the DLC dungeons? So I guess these are ones for like the 5 starter Pokemon to go recruit them. I assume that you could probably still recruit these Pokemon some way in the main game, but shell for DLC, and then it's a really easy way to recruit the other starter Pokemon. Shell Chop Beach. This third download gives you the dungeon of Shell Chop Beach. The dungeon is filled with water type Pokemon and gives you access to the Pokemon Oshawott. 15-floor dungeon also comes with 2 pieces of background music. So what does it mean in terms of it comes with 2 pieces of background music? I'm also seeing that it looks like we're doing the 3DS Fire Emblem approach of DLC, where it's like, it's individual maps that you shell out for. So you do a microtransaction of like $2 per dungeon to get these specific dungeons here. Just like specific maps of Fire Emblem DLCs and stuff. Pika Land. This 4th download gives you the dungeon of Pika Land. This dungeon is filled with electric type Pokemon. Gives you access to Pokemon Pikachu. It's a 15-floor dungeon. Also comes with 2 pieces of background music. Mount Travail. The 5th download gives you the dungeon of Mount Travail. This dungeon is filled with various Pokemon and items to help you train your Pokemon, as well as various Revolution items. It's a 20-floor dungeon. Also comes with 2 pieces of background music. What? Is there not an Axew one? Or something here? There's also One Piece, which, while not a game, has the backstories of several important characters and the lineage of one of the main characters hidden in the Q&A segment. So like the anime One Piece here. At first I was reading that like it had something to do with this here, like One Piece of DLC or One Piece in regards to a previous thing that was said there. $2 per dungeons? Back in my days, you could buy horse armor with $2. Yep. Oh, how times have changed. Imagine paying for Pikachu. Yep, that's what the Pokemon Company ultimately wants from everyone. To pay as much money as they can for Pikachu. Skill Treasury. This 6th download gives you the dungeon of Skill Treasury. This dungeon is filled with lots of chests for you to collect in order to have Rampardos open them. Many of which having team skills within them. Whatever the heck team skills are. I don't remember if that was something that came up during my playthrough here. It's a 15-floor dungeon, also comes with 2 pieces of background music. Axe Road. Oh, here it is. 7th download gives you the dungeon of Kiba Rock. I thought it was called Axe Road. What? You can find the Pokemon Axew and other Dragon-type Pokemon. There's a variety of rare items at the end. It's a 13-floor dungeon, also called with 2 pieces of background music. So it's 12 floors for the other... No, it's 15 floors for the other starters. But it's 13 for the Axew one. Weird. Kecleon Bazaar. The 8th download gives you the dungeon of Kecleon Bazaar. Yeah, so they don't know which of the 2 it's called here. So what is the truth? And then you got like a space before the period. Like, I find Cerebi can be a helpful resource sometimes to just like quickly get information on a certain Pokemon game, but it really seems like they don't proofread their webpage. This dungeon is a 20-floor dungeon and is filled with Kecleon's Bazaars on each floors, each holding rare TMs. Also comes with 2 pieces of background music. Strongest Trail. This 9th download gives you the dungeon of Strongest Trail. This dungeon is a massive 60-floor dungeon, as I was just saying, and it's filled with rare and powerful Pokemon. Also comes with 2 pieces of background music. It also kind of bugs me with like the inconsistency where it's like, I could have sworn I saw one of them had lowercase background music and the others were capitalized, but now that I'm looking over it again, now they all look capitalized. Maybe I'm absolutely losing my mind. Yeah, 60-floor dungeon, Mount Tepid. 10th download gives you a dungeon Mount Tepid. This 15-floor dungeon gives you access to the Pokemon Tepig. Also comes with 2 pieces of background music. Oh, I guess Tepig wasn't there earlier, and I only had Axew on the mind. This one didn't even occur to me. Alright, well. Treat Road. 10th download gives you the dungeon of Treat Road. This 20-floor dungeon gives you easy access to various food items that can help you increase your hunger level. Also comes with 2 pieces of background music. Ultimate Wilds. This 10th download gives you the dungeon of Ultimate Wilds. This dungeon resets you to level 5 for the duration. It is a massive 99-floor dungeon. Pick up the 2 pieces of background music. So it's one of those kinds of thingamabobs. Was this not released in all the regions? Why is there... Hold on. These earlier ones list prices for like 4 regions, and then later ones only list 2. I assume that they were released in the other regions as well, and they just didn't list the proper things. So yeah, they released them like bit by bit over time here, it looks like. Or in batches, it would seem here. Yeah, so they made Zero Island a DLC. Yep, you gotta shell out for the Zero Island of this game, I guess. I don't know if there's a Zero Island equivalent in the main game already, and this is just like an additional one. But man, isn't that certainly something. But yeah, back in my day, you could buy Shiny Force on Steam with $2. There's an unused DLC for Craggy Coast. I know this because there's an unused remix for it. Oh, interesting. So pay money to play as the other starters. Crazy. I assume that there's probably gotta be a way to do it in the main game without doing that. Probably, rather than locking it behind DLC, but I don't know, I can't say that for sure. But yeah, so that's what the DLC of this game is like. Usually whenever I do a full playthrough of a game, I like to do like the whole story start to finish, which, you know, I've already done here now. And then showcase like the DLC if there's any like significant parts of that. But there isn't really any story to showcase with the DLC. And looking at these descriptions is like, okay, I get a general idea. It's just go through, get money, don't wait to the sleeping Pokemon. Here's dungeons for the starters. Here's a dungeon that has treasure chests. Here's ones that house like Kecleon shops. And then here's Zero Island. But if I ever want to go do like a Zero Island in one of these playthroughs, I can just load up my Explorers of Sky file that I did on this channel and just continue that playthrough and challenge Zero Island, and that is what I'd rather do over this. So, you know, most likely I won't be doing the DLC of this, and most likely this is going to be the end of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity playthrough. And while I could do some post-game of this if I wanted to, I don't really want to, and if I did want to continue one of my ongoing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon playthroughs and do more post-game, it would probably be either Explorers or Sky. I basically 100%ed the post-game of Rescue Team. Almost. Not 100%, basically 99% the Rescue Team DX post-game, so there's no point really coming back to that. But if I did ever want to continue one of these playthroughs, I would go to Explorers or Sky first. Explorers or Sky first. Explorers or Super first is what I would do. I don't think I would return to this game. I would prefer one of those two ones there. So, you know, I'm not gonna say that it's completely out of the question, but very, very likely, this is the end of Gates to Infinity on the channel. This is where things are concluded. But yeah, and before you can recruit them, it's just as difficult to recruit them as Darkrai was in PMD2. Yeah, imagine. Or as Kecleon was in PMD2. MFW PMD2 got 6 times Zero Island style dungeons, and here you only get 1 in paid. I guess I can look up if there is any, like, base game ones. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity. Dungeons that reset your level. Just out of curiosity here. Apparently there's Glacier Palace Mirages according to Google AI. I don't trust Google AI overview. Let's see here. This is not Gates. Specifically Gates to Infinity. What rare quality? I can't really find it. Part 47, Evolution. Now you want to go see Evolution, go check out Maryland's playthrough thingamabob. Hey look, they did the same kind of thing that I did, where they made like a part number in the same kind of style as the title of Gates to Infinity. So I'm not the only one that had that idea. Gates level. Ha! Look at this. Dungeons that temporarily reset level to 5. This is for sure in Gates to Infinity, right? Gates level. MysteryDungeonWiki.com. It doesn't even have a symbol of like... Okay, Gates to Infinity. This is for sure Gates to Infinity. Okay, there are some. So it looks like we have Path of No Return and Slumbering Cave. And then like these treasure trove ones, but they're only 11 floors. And then downloadable content Ultimate Wilds. Okay, so we have 4 treasure trove ones, 2 actual challenging ones, and then the Ultimate Wilds that sounds like it would be like the ultimate challenge is DLC. That was released after the fact and you gotta pay a couple bucks for here. What you gotta do. It looks like these different dungeons are different prices here. $3, $2, $2.50, $3.50 for Ultimate Wilds. What the hell? Maybe Gates really is the worst Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game after all. I mean, Darkrai was the easiest post-game legendary to recruit in Sky due to being in multiple dungeons. Suicune, on the other hand, is pure RNG because it's only in Final Maze. Google AI is like smoking 40 cigarettes a day is necessary for good health. I've seen so many silly screenshots of Google AI. where someone would Google, like, how many rocks should I eat a day? And then Google AI is like, it's recommended that you should eat at least one small rock a day. But yeah, Suikoden Sky isn't in the file maze though, it's in Treacherous Water Dungeon. Thinking of Darkness. So they changed it for Time in Darkness to Sky there for what dungeon it appeared in. Anyway, I don't think the DLC of this game is going to be all that important to showcase, unless a whole bunch of people really express interest in seeing the DLC of Gates to Infinity for whatever reason, but I would be very surprised at that. So, yeah, this is going to conclude things for Gates to Infinity. If Pokémon Mystery Dungeon ever continues on this channel one day, it'll hopefully be a new game released with the Switch too, but if it's not that, then it'll probably be, I don't know, if potentially Explorers of Sky or Super post-game, if I ever feel spicy and want to do a little bit of that at maybe like the tail end of a 24-hour cherry stream or something like that where I have time to burn and it's like, oh, let's play a little Pokemon Mystery Dungeon for fun. Or maybe one day for some sort of event I would showcase the WiiWare games, just so that I truly have everything done. I'll say essentially at this point that I have the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series fully covered, but I technically don't have it fully covered until I do WiiWare. So, Wildcast, what the heck? I express interest, no WiiWare. Ultimate Wild stream when? I would rather than not. I'd have to get like a Pokemon set up specifically to help me tackle that, like I did with my Smeargle in Rescue Team DX, which is a pretty, you know, lunatic option in Rescue Team DX, so maybe I could have done that with someone a lot less in that kind of role there. I could have used many other Pokemon in Purity Force and probably still gotten through, so maybe I could with Ultimate Wilds of this game, but meh. But yeah, will it be PMD 5 or 6? It'd be PMD 5. Be 5 if you don't count the WiiWare ones, which I don't because they're bad. Yeah, I wouldn't count them as like proper entries into the series. PMD 5 and Gen 9 would be crazy already. There have been so many gens since Super. Yep. Yep, Super is indeed Gen 6. Yeah, it has been a long time since an actual new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game. Who knows if we'll ever actually get one. Like, one potential reason why they might go to an Explorers remake is they could just do what they did with the Rescue Team remake, where it's like, hey, we don't need to have every Pokemon in here. That's an excuse to just go up to Gen 4, plus like new evolutions or pre-evolutions that were introduced later. By the way, there's a Nintendo Connect soon. No, do you mean a Nintendo Direct? There's a Pokemon Direct in like 3 days, I think, actually. I should write it down because I'm gonna forget about it otherwise. Pokemon Presents. Isn't it like Tuesday? Because like July 22nd apparently. Because Nintendo loves announcing things on random Tuesdays. It's July 22nd, apparently. So, yeah, that'll be on Tuesday coming up here. They love doing things on Tuesdays. I guess that'll be the next Pokemon thing on this channel, will be the Direct going on then. Anybody watching this on YouTube after the fact, this will have already happened. Will be the case. This will be in the past at that point. Well, I guess I'll be streaming the Pokemon Presents in a few days. Maybe we'll see what the heck is going on with Pokemon Legends ZA. Imagine if they announce Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky DX during that Presents, after all this talk about the next Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game, and how ironic it would be that this is going up on YouTube after that's already announced, and here I am saying like, there's no other Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. Here, maybe we can jinx it into existence here. They better announce it for the memes here, because it would be so funny. But yeah, if you're really jonesing for PMD content, there's a ROM hack of Sky currently in development called Lonely Roads that's really close to completion. Okay. Are the WiiWare ones really that bad? I mostly haven't heard much about them, but I thought they were decent. From what I've heard, it's just like there isn't really any story. It's just that you go play like a handful of dungeons and it's just purely gameplay-wise. And I looked at a little bit of gameplay out of curiosity shortly after concluding like the main game of Gates here. And the art style very much gave me the vibes of like Pokemon Rumble. It seemed to be that kind of art style there. And it's like, depending on which one of the WiiWare ones you play, your starter Pokemon that you can choose from are going to be different. And then you just like go doing rescue jobs and stuff like that, and there isn't really a plot, I don't believe. But yeah, Pokemon Legends BY, the sequel to AZ. I can't wait to see that. Or AZ. So yeah, it's just that. It's just kind of gameplay-wise stuff. Yeah, shortly after concluding the Gates main game stuff and checking out a little bit of WiiWare stuff out of curiosity, thinking, am I gonna do that one day? There is like a little bit of an opening where it's like, the village elder Slowpoke says like, oh, there's so much peace here, until there wasn't, and these bad Pokemon start doing bad things. And you choose 2 Pokemon to play as, and you go out and you stop bad Pokemon from doing bad things, and you go play dungeons and stuff. So there's that. Rumble is good, Rumble is underrated. I played the Rumble game on the 3DS and the Wii U ones, and I played all the way through the 3DS one. I just played a smidge of the Wii U one. But yeah, it reuses elements from Rumble. Also, the plot is about discovering chocolate? What? Sounds like an amazing plot right there. But yeah, so that properly concludes Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity. And the follow-up to the 24-hour Cherry Stream 12 stuff. I know it still says 24-hour Cherry Stream 12 there, even though it technically isn't anymore. But the follow-up to the 24-hour Cherry Stream 12 here. Funny that the WiiWare one was the best one, though. Not the worst one. WiiWare was the best Rumble. I didn't even realize that WiiWare had a Rumble, but I guess it would make sense if there was WiiWare Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and they looked the same there. Here, let's go ahead and save and wrap things up here. This concludes our adventure with Gates to Infinity. Oh, so that was the first Pokemon Rumble. Gotcha. But yeah, I have the 3DS Pokemon Rumble right on my shelf over there. The shelf that you can see a smidge of on the 3D print cam. Behind, like, Pokemon Heart Gold there. You had a great adventure today. You should rest before you play more. I will. In fact, I'm going to rest so long that I'm probably not coming back to this game. But yeah, I played the first Rumble briefly. Did you enjoy it there? Well, that's it for this. 2 days ago, Donkey Kong Bonanza came out, so I've been playing a little bit of that recently. Well, except for yesterday. I didn't play any of it yesterday because I was beating Final Fantasy VII yesterday. But this is like the brand new release that's going on here, so I'm probably going to play a little bit more of this now. Is what I'm thinking. So we'll switch things up here shortly. But that concludes our adventure with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity. So appreciate everybody that tuned into what's DK Bonanza about? Is it banana-nice? It sure is. The goal is go and eat bananas. So we're gonna go and eat bananas and stuff, and it's gonna be great, and it's gonna be such an amazing plot that's gonna be really thought-provoking and really push the envelope, much like Gates to Infinity, I have no doubt. But yeah, so appreciate everybody that tuned into both this Gates to Infinity playthrough and just the 24-hour Cherry Stream 12 content, and big thanks again to everybody that donated during the 24-hour Cherry Stream 12, and helped make both that event and the Breakathon be a success. So yeah, we're gonna be switching things up for now. And until next time, whatever the next Pokemon Mystery Dungeon adventure game is, until then, take care and see ya.